Today we are going to talk about the most difficult number in the world of money. It is not $1 million. It is not even 100,000. We are going to talk about $10,000. Most people think 10,000 is just a starting point. They see it as a small, almost insignificant fraction of the wealth they want to build. They are fundamentally wrong. In the physics of wealth, the first $10,000 is not a balance. It is escape velocity. If you want to understand why you feel stuck, you have to understand rocket science. When a rocket tries to leave the Earth, it fights against a massive gravitational pull. To reach orbit, it must hit a specific speed. If the rocket uses 99% of the fuel required but does not hit that specific speed, it does not get 99% of the way to the moon. It falls back to the ground and it crashes. This is exactly what happens to the professional class in the United States and Europe. You work hard, you save a little bit, you try to climb out of the hole, but because you never reach the $10,000 threshold, gravity kicks in. A car repair or rent hike pulls you all the way back to the bottom. Today, we are going to reverse engineer this trap. We are going to look at the specific loops that are holding you down and show you how to build the engine required to leave the atmosphere of survival forever. To understand why the first 10,000 is so elusive, we must enter the first loop. I call this the scarcity tax. Most people believe that poverty is a lack of cash, but it is actually a lack of cognitive bandwidth. There's a famous psychological reality that when your mind is consumed by financial stress, your effective IQ drops by 13 points. That is the same effect as going without sleep for 24 hours or being a functional alcoholic. This means that when you are living at zero, you are literally operating with a damaged processor. You are trying to solve complex long-term problems with a brain that is stuck in survival mode. You cannot see the future because you are too busy fighting the present. This is the scarcity trap. When you have limited bandwidth, you make reactive decisions. You take the high-interest financing because you need the car now. You buy the cheap processed food because it is fast. You are not stupid. You are just exhausted. The system knows this. The system exploits this. This is why your first $10,000 is more important than the next 100,000. It is the money that buys back your brain. It is the money that restores those 13 points of IQ and allows you to finally look up from the ground and see the horizon. This brings us to the second loop, which is the most emotional of all. I call this the dopamine trap. It is a biological defense mechanism that keeps you broke. When you are trapped in the survival loop, your life is painful. Your cortisol levels, the stress hormone, are constantly high. Your brain is screaming for relief. It is screaming for a win. This is why you see professionals with zero savings buying the newest iPhone or eating at expensive restaurants. From the outside, it looks like bad math. From the inside, it is self-medication. You are using consumption as an anesthetic to numb the pain of your reality. You buy the designer shoes not because you can afford them, but because for 20 minutes, they make you feel like you matter. But here is the trap. The relief is temporary, but the cost is permanent. The dopamine fades, but the empty bank account remains. This is the fundamental difference between how the rich and the poor view capital. The poor see money as a way to buy pleasure. The rich see money as a way to buy freedom. Until you reach that $10,000 floor, every luxury you buy is a brick in the wall of your own prison. You are feeding the dopamine monster but starving your future self. The third loop is the linear income trap. Most people in the Western world are taught a simple equation. Time equals money. If you want more money, you work more hours. You take on overtime or you start a side hustle that requires your physical presence. But time is finite. You only have 24 hours in a day. This means your income is mathematically capped. There is a ceiling you can never break through, no matter how hard you work. Meanwhile, your expenses are not capped. Inflation is a silent tax levied on people who sell their time. When the cost of living in the USA or Europe rises by 8% and your salary only rises by 3%, you are running up a down escalator. You are working harder, missing your family, and ruining your health. But at the end of the year, you are actually poorer than when you started. To break this, you must understand the physics of capital accumulation. Your first $10,000 is the first time you put an employee to work who does not need to sleep. It is the first time your money earns interest rather than you paying it. It is the transition from a linear life to an exponential one. Now we must face the hardest chain to break, which is social gravity. I call this the crab bucket effect. Human beings are mimicking machines. We subconsciously copy the behavior and the mindset of the tribe around us. If you are trying to reach escape velocity but you are surrounded by people who have accepted the gravity of the middle class, you are fighting a losing battle. If you put 10 crabs in a bucket and one tries to escape, the other 9 will grab its legs and pull it back down. They do not do this because they are evil. They do this because your success makes them feel unsafe. Your progress highlights their imprisonment. When you start saving your first 10,000, your friends will notice. They will not applaud you. They will attack you. They will tell you to relax. They will call you cheap. They will ask why you aren't coming to the expensive dinners anymore. This is the sound of social gravity. It is the sound of the crabs pulling you back. If you listen to them, you stay in the bucket. You must understand that wealth is a culture of discipline, and if your current culture is one of consumption, you must practice ruthless isolation until you reach orbit. So, how do we build the engine? How do we generate the force required to reach the $10,000 threshold? You must enter monk mode. This is not a lifestyle change. It is a temporary, radical elimination of everything that is not essential to your mission. For the next 6 months, you cut everything. You stop eating out. You cancel the subscriptions. You stop buying clothes. You drink water. You walk. You strip your life down to the bare essentials of food, shelter, and transport. It will be boring. It will be hard. Your friends will laugh at you. But you are not doing this to be a miser. You are doing it to buy your refusal power. When you have $10,000 in a liquid account, the world looks different. When your boss asks you to do something unethical, you can say no. When a landlord tries to exploit you, you can walk away. $10,000 is the price of your dignity. It is the bulletproof vest that protects you from the volatility of the modern economy. Once you have that floor, you stop reacting to emergencies and you start managing them. The jump from $10,000 to $100,000 is simply a matter of time and compound interest. But the jump from 0 to 10,000 is a matter of identity. It requires you to be comfortable looking unsuccessful in the short term so you can be untouchable in the long term. Most people in America and Europe are walking around financially naked, covered only by a thin veil of credit cards and leased cars. You are choosing a different path. You are choosing the path of the owner. You are building a structural foundation that will support the weight of your future ambitions. Without this $10,000 foundation, any investment you make is just a gamble. You are trying to build a skyscraper on a swamp. You must drain the swamp first. You must reach escape velocity. The laws of financial physics are unforgiving, but they are also consistent. If you generate enough force, the chains will break. If you stay disciplined, the friction will disappear. Once you reach orbit, the silence comes. The stress fades. You can finally stop fighting for survival and start fighting for legacy. But first, you have to survive the launch. You have to be willing to feel the heat and the pressure of the monk mode phase. You have to be willing to be the crab that actually climbs out of the bucket. I want to end this with a contract. I am not asking you to subscribe or like this video. I am asking you to make a commitment to your future self. Look at your life with cold, hard logic. Identify the one dopamine trap that is stealing your capital every month. Maybe it is the takeout food, the luxury gym membership, or the habit of buying things you don't need to impress people you don't like. Whatever it is, I want you to name that sacrifice in the comments below. Publicly commit to cutting it until you reach your $10,000 floor. This is your first act of refusal power. Do not do it for the algorithm. Do it because the version of you that is free is waiting for you to turn the key. The engine is primed. The countdown has started. It is time to reach escape velocity.